Good morning and good trading, everybody. Today's date is Thursday, June 25th, 2020, and this is Rick Sadler with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Thank you for watching our video. Sure appreciate it. Let's do a little recap of yesterday, and then we'll look for some possible trades for the next few days. So, the SPY met with a bit of trouble here, pretty much all in news of the coronavirus. More people are testing with it, so that seems to be pushing the market down a little bit. We do have on the chart here, we have an evening star, and we've got this blue line here. This is the 50-day simple. Right now it's looking like that is pretty much going to get tested. That's what I'm looking at anyway, that the 50 simple is likely to get tested. We can certainly see, before that happens, we could see a small little rally up maybe, but I'm looking for that 50 to get tested. So you can see here price action, the black line, the T line, we're below the T line. The trend indicator, the green dots and the red dots, we've gone from green to red now. So we'll just kind of watch that, and for the most part, I'll be going into today a bit more short than normal. Yesterday we ended up a bit more short than normal, and we'll talk about that in a bit here, looking at some stocks. Let's take a look at VXX. Let's get rid of those lines right there. There we go. VXX put in a morning star signal yesterday on some pretty good volume. Overall, this is a bullish chart. We have a rally, we have a pullback, and now we're starting up. So on any other given chart, that's going to be a bullish chart. A lot of people look at this, they kind of poo-poo the fear indicator, the VXX, the VIX charts, and they look at that a little bit differently. If you just look at the chart right now, that is a bullish chart. Now, I do think that we need to break out over about 37.90. We get over 37.90, and that's going to put a tremendous amount of pressure on the market, and then we'll look test up here around 42 and a quarter or so. But that will put a tremendous amount of pressure if we break out up here. We could see a little bit of consolidation, this morning. Yesterday was a pretty harsh day down, and sometimes we see a little oversold bounce, and that might push VXX down just a tad. But until it breaks down, then, like I say, I'm still looking at this as being bullish. We could put a little trend up here, I'm going to go from this low here, and I'm going to skip this, we'll go right to the top of it. I'm going to skip the low of this candle here. It's kind of an oddball down there. I think that's more of a likely trend. So as long as we follow that trend, then the bulls are going to be outnumbering the bears on the VXX chart. Okay, a little bit of a recap. Yesterday, made some sales yesterday, got rid of some positions. Let's see here. I closed half my VXX in the morning on this gap up for a nice base hit. I closed out XP for a loss. Here. Just didn't want to wait for it. Just didn't want to follow price action below the T line when the market was moving down. So I chose to take that loss and get out of there. Let's see, another one. We closed TSN for a bit of a loss. It broke down, didn't want to stay with that. I'll look at TSN if it starts coming back up, but right now I had to get out of it yesterday. So, okay, on the good side, NVAX. We sold NVAX on the big move up here. Made a nice 21% base hit on that. That was pretty sweet. That worked out. IWM puts. We bought some IWM puts. Let's see. Bought some IWM puts, and that's working out all right. We're still holding that, and again, there's that 50-day simple. So I'll hold it. As long as we stay under the T line and we don't get a big buy signal, I'll continue to hold that, looking for that 50-day symbol or even lower on the IWM puts. Starbucks was one of our trade ideas, and we bought some. We had some Starbucks puts, and I sold Starbucks puts for a nice little 27.5% profit. That worked out pretty good there. And then back to VXX. I sold a little bit more of VXX for 30%, making for a pretty good day. Now, yesterday we also bought a little long in here. We just nibbled on it, just a small little nibble. We nibbled on QCOM just a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that. I may or may not do anything with it today. Just may let it set. We'll just see what happens. What I'm going to use is pretty much something like that. Here we'll go down here, and it may need to walk closer to that trend. Where if it does, we get into this area here, we start to see a buy signal. Then I'll look to add to my QCOM. Anything below, I'm going to have to get out of it. So took a little long on yesterday. Twitter, Twitter. Let's see, was it Twitter? Was it Twitter? Let me check. Here. Was it Twitter that? Yeah, it was Twitter. Twitter. So I went to sell half my Twitter, and I actually sold the whole doggone thing. Dang it. I didn't want to sell the whole thing. I just wanted to sell half. But so I'm out of Twitter right now. I still think it comes down a bit more. We may see a little rise. The bulls trying to get back in a little bit. We might see that, and then I might get back into that short if it starts moving back down. We'll see. Can't predict what I'll do with that until I see what price action is doing. Okay, that's a little recap of yesterday. Let's take a look at some stocks for today. What I've got over here is 4 windows of alert windows. This is from a company called Live Trading Alerts, and I use this every day. Absolutely a wonderful tool from those guys. Mr. Ed Carter over there at Live Trading Alerts is an amazing man at writing code and can just about build anything you want. Now let's take a look at these. Box for a possible long. I say possible. We want to make sure we see a buy signal. Currently, box has popped up, and it has backed up a little bit. And what it's done, it's pulled back right into the 3/8 trap. I still need to see a buy signal and buyers stepping in for that. And we'll see these arrows turn green here when the buyers, or when the candle starts moving higher, which would indicate some buyers stepping in. So box is one I would put on my long list right now. Over here, TMUS. This is a different type of scan that I have, and TMUS. Let's clean that up a little bit. There we go. TMUS. We've rallied up. We've pulled back, and it looks like we're trying to rally up again. We start getting above 109, 108.95, maybe even 109. That would certainly be a pretty good play right in there. I could also see buying inside this area here with a low of maybe 623 as a stop. Anything below that, you wouldn't want it. So buying in here, buying on the breakout would be sure nice on TMUS, providing the buyers are there. So we need to see buyers and the market kind of turn around a little bit. That would be helpful. LPSN over here, that's another nice looking chart. If you're looking for a long over the next few days, LPSN has gapped up, has pulled back.
Hey guys, I just wanted to do a quick test.
Started back up on a T-line run.
Can anybody hear me?
Dots have turned.
And can you see my screen?
Our dots have turned green. We have a nice little consolidation area right in here. And then the bulls popped it up, just a slight little pullback here.
Appreciate it.
Slight little pullback here.
Excellent news.
Little consolidation, little flag
Back
in
to
there.
your regularly
So we'll look at that.
Pop up.
If it starts to work out. If the market starts to get a little bit bullish, Well, this might be a nice entry inside this area if it allows you. Otherwise, we have to wait for a breakout, which would be perfectly fine on LPSN. Let's see if there's any more in here. Let's look at VEEV. VEEV, actually a bullish chart. Look at that trend, beautiful trend, just a slight little pullback. Look how it's pulled back in the past and just rallied on up. So we'll put VEEV on the watch list today. Just remember, the market needs to be overly bullish. We're going to need help from the market. So let's keep an eye on that. Make sure the market works with us a little bit. This is certainly a possible chart, and that's good there. All right, let's take a look at some. Well, let's look at McCormick. McCormick is hanging on. McCormick is hanging on. This is actually a scan that I used mostly for bearish setup, stocks that are breaking down. But on the other hand, if everything's, if my you can see here, it's my rising 34 and then my 17 EMA, some combination in there. I'm looking, what I want this for is stocks that are moving down, but there are those times when we get stocks that's popping up and reversing this area here. McCormick might be one of those. So pretty much off the 50-day simple. Nice bullish engulf. We rallied up, a little bit of consolidation. Yesterday we put a little doji in here. So, looks like we're going to open up about 174.60, would put you at the top end of these candles. So I would have to say this thing starts trading above 175.05, 175.10. This could be a nice bullish chart. Again, if you're looking for bullish charts. Let's see if we have anything else. So here's a red arrow down. Let's go look at Lyft. Lyft has pulled back. It's underneath the 17 and the T line. Did not have a good close, and it doesn't look like the open is doing much better. The open looks a little bit lower. The 50-day simple can bring on a little bit of a bullish bounce. We want to watch that. Now, if we get a little bullish bounce, what we might start looking for is some selling, and then we can get into a nice little short up into here and see if that doesn't bring it down a little further. And then, of course, that if we start crossing above this line, that would put take the short right off the table, and we might look at this as a long. Let's see. I haven't looked at SYF, but right now SYF, that's coming up on one of my bear scans. Our green dots have turned red. We're below the T line. I would watch at 50-day simple, and then honestly, I would look about 1820. You're likely to see a little consolidation around that 50-day simple moving average. Let's see here. Watt. Let's get through this one. Watt. Look at Watt. Watt showing a breakdown through the 50-day simple. We've broken down through those recent lows. Looks like we're testing 177.10. There's a chance we get down in here to 158, 159, somewhere in there. So we might put watch on the short list, possible short list. And there's a pretty nice bearish H pattern showing up on this one. Disney announced that they're going to delay opening right here on the 50-day simple. If we take a look at Disney, let's get rid of those. Let's put a trend line up here, and you can see that we've broken down on that trend line. So what would be kind of nice here is actually see the bulls try to step in and then get short as we're up here on a signal, on a selling signal, and then see if that doesn't carry us down a bit further for a nice little short on Disney. J&J, let's look at that, J&J. Not looking real healthy here on J&J at the moment. I don't see anything pre-market that says this thing is ready to run. Another bearish H pattern setup. Price is below the 50. Price is below the trend indicator. The dots are red. No buy signal. This could free fall maybe. Well, we could see 120, say 127. We can see that in there. All right, that's probably enough for today. Video is getting around that 15-minute mark. Don't want to wear everybody out. Again, I want to thank you. Good trading. Again, this is Rick Sadler with Hit and Run Candlesticks. Everybody, take care today.